Earth's leader was killed, and humanity unleashed a tempest across the galaxy. The day began like any other, but the world would soon change forever. President Helen Carter stood on the observation deck of the orbital summit station, looking out at the blue planet that she had spent her life trying to protect. She had always believed in peace, in the idea that humans could live in harmony with other species in the galaxy. Many humans had worked for years to establish trade routes, cultural exchanges, and treaties with distant alien civilizations. For the first time, the galaxy seemed willing to treat humans as equals. Helen's assistant, a young woman named Laura King, approached her quietly. "Madam President," she said, "the council meeting is about to begin. Representatives from the Andari, the Trolax, and the Aurelian delegates are already in the chamber." Helen nodded, straightening her posture. "Thank you, Laura. Make sure everything is ready. I want the summit to show the galaxy that Earth can lead with fairness and intelligence." Outside the observation windows, the vastness of space stretched endlessly, glittering with stars. The station floated silently, a symbol of human ingenuity and cooperation. Little did Helen know that within hours, the galaxy would witness the depth of human resolve in a way no one expected.
The meeting began with formal greetings.
Alien delegates exchanged polite words and gestures, their languages harmonized by universal translators. Helen spoke confidently, emphasizing the importance of trust and collaboration. "We must remember," she said, "that our strength comes not from fear, but from unity. The galaxy is large, and our differences are many, but together we can prevent conflict before it starts." Some delegates nodded in agreement. Others, however, seemed restless. There were whispers, glances exchanged across tables, and subtle movements that human eyes might have missed if not for years of diplomatic training. Helen noticed the tension but attributed it to normal negotiations. Then, without warning, a sharp explosion rocked the station. The floor trembled, and lights flickered. Screams echoed through the corridors. Laura grabbed Helen's arm. "Madam President, we need to move." Helen tried to respond, but before she could take a step, a bright flash enveloped the chamber. Smoke filled the air, and the sound of collapsing metal rang in everyone's ears. Helen fell to the ground as chaos took over the summit. The alien delegates screamed and scattered, some injured, some stunned. Jack Morgan, a military officer assigned to protect the summit, appeared in the chamber seconds later. He had a small squad with him, weapons drawn. "Get to safety! Now!" he shouted, his voice cutting through the panic. Laura helped Helen to her feet, but it was too late. A strike had hit the chamber directly, and the blast had been targeted with precision. Helen Carter, the leader of Earth, was gone before anyone could react. Jack's eyes widened in disbelief. He had trained for attacks, drills, and emergencies, but nothing had prepared him for this. The humans were shaken, the delegates scattered, and the station was damaged badly. Fires erupted along the walls, alarms screamed, and the smell of burning metal filled the air. As the initial chaos subsided, Jack and Laura gathered survivors in a secure area. There, amid the smoke and debris, the reality sank in. The leader of Earth had been assassinated. It was no accident. Someone had planned this. "This was deliberate," Jack said, his voice low but firm. "Someone wanted to strike at humanity at its heart." Laura nodded, tears streaking her face. "Who would do this? We have done nothing but offer peace. We've worked to build alliances, not enemies." Peter Hayes, a young engineer and strategist, joined them. He had been working on the station's energy systems and had just escaped the initial blast. His face was pale but determined.
"It doesn't matter why," he said. "What matters is what we do next."
"We can't let this break us. We have to respond." In the following hours, news spread across Earth and its colonies. The broadcast networks struggled to report accurately, but the message was clear. The president of Earth had been killed during a diplomatic mission in orbit. The people were stunned. Riots erupted in some cities, while others mourned in silence. Governments convened emergency councils, and the Galactic Council demanded explanations, though many of its members seemed more concerned with political maneuvering than with justice.
Jack, Laura, and Peter met with the remaining leaders of Earth's security and space forces.
"We can't rely on the Council," Jack said bluntly. "They never believed we were a serious power. They thought we were fragile. Now, they will see what they underestimated. The group began to formulate a plan. Humanity had long depended on intelligence, strategy, and technology to survive. Their fleet, though small compared to other galactic powers, was advanced in ways few could anticipate. They had ships with adaptive shields, AI-assisted command systems, and propulsion capable of rapid maneuvers. In the past, these technologies had been experimental, tested only under controlled conditions. Now, necessity demanded their full deployment. Peter outlined the first step. We need to secure the colonies first. Many are out of reach of immediate alien interference, but if we don't protect them, the attackers could strike again. We also need to identify who is behind this. Laura added, we also have to keep morale high. People are scared. They've lost their leader. We can't allow fear to paralyze us. Humanity has always risen to challenges like this before. We must remind them of that. Jack's expression hardened. Then we act. Quietly at first, to gather strength, and then decisively. We show the galaxy that humans are not to be trifled with. In the following days, Earth moved swiftly. Military bases were put on high alert, civilian volunteers were recruited for essential roles, and intelligence teams worked around the clock. Every shipyard, research lab, and command center became a hive of activity. Scientists, engineers, and soldiers worked side by side, united by grief, but fueled by resolve. Meanwhile, the assassins' motives remained unclear. The Galactic Council insisted it was an isolated act, perhaps a rogue faction. But humans knew better. The precision, timing, and target spoke of careful planning. Someone wanted to send a message. Humanity was weak and expendable. Jack led a team to analyze communications from the summit station. They discovered fragments of encrypted transmissions, likely from the attackers. Laura and Peter worked together to decode them, spending long hours in the dim glow of computer screens. They found patterns that hinted at a coalition of alien factions, small but influential, who had conspired to destabilize human influence. "This is bigger than I thought," Peter said one evening. "They didn't just want to kill the president. They wanted to humiliate Earth, to show the galaxy that humans are fragile." Laura clenched her fists. "Then they will learn the truth. Humanity is not fragile. We are strong, clever, and willing to fight for what we believe in. We won't let them dictate our fate." Jack nodded. "The time for mourning is over. We move next, quietly but decisively. The tempest is coming, and we will unleash it if we have to." At the same time, citizens across Earth began to feel the stirrings of resolve. Volunteers signed up for fleets and colonies alike. Engineers developed new ship designs. Soldiers trained tirelessly, and even ordinary people contributed by managing logistics, supplies, and communications. Humanity was coming together in a way it had never done before. In a secret command center deep underground, Jack, Laura, and Peter studied maps of the galaxy. Lines of travel routes, trade lanes, and alien positions filled the screens. Each potential target, each possible threat, was carefully marked. Humanity could not match the numbers of the largest alien fleets, but they had speed, strategy, and unpredictability. "We will be ready," Jack said firmly. "When they think we are weak, we strike, not with blind rage but with intelligence. We show them that humans are not only survivors, but a force the galaxy must respect." The first part of humanity's response was to secure the colonies nearest to Earth. Fleets moved quietly, avoiding unnecessary confrontations but establishing strong defenses. Scouts were sent to detect hostile movements. Engineers like Peter improved ship systems while maintaining secrecy. Laura coordinated intelligence, making sure every piece of information could be used to humanity's advantage. As the days turned into weeks, the galaxy began to notice. Alien factions that had ignored humans before began to whisper among themselves. Something was happening. The small, underestimated species at the edge of the galaxy was mobilizing. On a quiet evening, Jack looked out at the stars from the command center's observation window. He thought of Helen Carter and the promise she had tried to build. He thought of humanity's resilience, its ingenuity, and its courage. A slow smile crossed his face. "They will know soon enough," he whispered. "We are not weak. We are humans, and we are coming." The first part of the storm had begun. Humanity was still gathering its strength, still hidden in many ways, but the seeds of the tempest were planted. Across the galaxy, the unsuspecting conspirators believed they had won. They did not know that the humans they had tried to crush were preparing a response unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. And so, in the shadows of grief and destruction, the first fires of human determination burned. They would not bow. They would not break. They would not be forgotten. The galaxy was about to witness the power of humanity unleashed, born from loss, forged in resolve and guided by intelligence and courage. Part 1 ends with humans quietly uniting, learning, and preparing, a force underestimated by the galaxy but ready to rise. After the assassination of President Helen Carter, Earth moved quickly. The world was in mourning, but humans could not stay broken for long. Across the colonies, across the oceans, and through the orbital stations, people worked tirelessly. Humanity had always been at its best when faced with impossible odds, and this was one of those moments. Jack Morgan stood in the command center looking at the screens that displayed the locations of all human fleets and colonies. The stations and ships were still recovering from the shock of the attack, but Jack knew that recovery alone was not enough. They had to become stronger, faster, smarter. "We need to upgrade everything," he said to Laura King and Peter Hayes, who were standing beside him. Laura nodded. "We can't just defend. We have to prepare to strike. The attackers will expect us to hide and recover. They will not expect a strong response so soon." Peter adjusted his glasses and pointed to a projection of a human battleship. "The fleet we have now is fast and capable, but it is predictable. Aliens can study our patterns, plan around them. We need something new. Shields that adapt in real time, engines that allow sudden jumps, weapons that can bypass alien defenses. It's possible, but it will take time and coordination." Jack clenched his fists. "Then we start now." "We have no time to waste. Every colony we save, every ship we upgrade, brings us closer to turning this disaster into a chance to show humanity's strength." In the orbital shipyards, engineers and scientists worked day and night. Peter led a team that redesigned ship shields to respond automatically to energy and projectile attacks. Laura coordinated intelligence with officers in distant colonies, ensuring that every alien movement could be predicted and countered. Jack trained pilots and soldiers, combining human intuition with technology in ways alien fleets would never expect. Humans volunteered in large numbers. Civilians who had once worked in offices, schools, or hospitals now helped repair ships, organize supplies, and even run simulations of battles. Families worked together in small teams, crafting equipment or analyzing alien technology. It was not just a military effort. It was a human effort. Every citizen felt the weight of their leader's death, and every citizen wanted to contribute to the coming fight. One evening, Peter gathered his engineers in a quiet corner of the shipyard. "Listen," he said, "we are going to test something new. These drones can move faster than any human pilot can. They can defend fleets, gather intelligence, and even strike if necessary. But we need to program them to think like humans. We can't let them just follow orders. They have to anticipate, adapt, and survive like we do." The engineers exchanged looks of excitement. This was new technology, untested in the galaxy, and humanity would be the first to use it in real combat. Laura watched quietly. She knew that the drones would make a difference, but she also knew that humans had to control them wisely. Technology alone would not win this fight. Courage and intelligence would. While humans worked to strengthen their fleet, they also studied the alien factions responsible for the attack. The encrypted communications they had recovered were painstakingly decoded. Patterns emerged showing alliances between small but dangerous alien groups. These factions had believed humans were weak, fragile, and easy to intimidate. They had made a mistake. Jack reviewed the data with Laura and Peter. They think we are small, slow, and incapable of real war, he said. We can use that. Let them watch our fleets quietly. Let them underestimate our strength. When the time comes, we hit harder than they could ever imagine. Laura pointed at a display showing supply routes to the colonies. If we can secure these routes and fortify defenses quietly, we can control the flow of resources. We will be ready when they make their first move. Peter added, and we can use new propulsion systems to make our ships appear where they are not. They won't know if a fleet is on the other side of a star system or right outside their command base. That unpredictability is our advantage. As days passed, humans began to test their new fleet in secret drills. Small squads of ships moved through asteroid fields, performed sudden jumps, and tested new weapons. Engineers monitored everything, adjusting energy shields and propulsion systems. Soldiers practiced boarding maneuvers, learning to fight in zero gravity, and coordinating with drones that could think and act independently. Jack watched the simulations with a sense of pride. "Look at them," he said to Laura and Peter. "Humans are learning faster than I ever imagined. They take risks other species wouldn't, and they adapt faster than the algorithms we wrote. This is who we are." Laura smiled slightly, though fatigue lined her face. "We are being forged by tragedy. Every mistake, every lesson, every success makes us stronger. By the time they attack, they won't know what hit them." Peter nodded, still focused on his console. "And the best part is, they will not see it coming. We are building this while they sleep, while they believe we are broken. That will be our greatest advantage." Outside the shipyards, news of human recovery began to spread, though carefully controlled. Propaganda emphasized human resilience, determination, and unity. Across the colonies, humans shared stories of bravery, engineering marvels, and clever tactics.
The galaxy, watching from a distance, began to take notice.
Jack called a meeting with the leaders of key colonies. "We must coordinate everything," he said. "The colonies are our backbone. We protect them, we strengthen them, and they will support us when the time comes. Everyone has a role. No one is too small to contribute." Colonial leaders, inspired by his words, agreed. They began training local fleets, improving defenses, and gathering intelligence. Civilian volunteers were organized into communication teams, medical units, and supply chains. Every colony, from the closest orbital station to the farthest outpost, became a node in a growing human network of strength. As the weeks went by, humanity began to take shape as a force the galaxy had never fully understood. Ships were faster, smarter, and more resilient. Soldiers were trained in tactics that combined human intuition with advanced technology. Engineers developed new energy weapons capable of precision strikes, while drones moved in ways that mimicked human thinking. Every system, every person, every colony worked in harmony. During a night briefing, Jack looked around the room at Laura, Peter, and the fleet commanders. "We are ready to show the galaxy what humans are capable of." They thought we would crumble. They thought grief would weaken us. They are wrong. Grief has made us sharper, faster, and more determined. They will not see the storm coming until it is upon them. Laura's eyes were bright with determination. "We move quietly, we strike where it counts, and we protect our people. That is our plan. Every alien that underestimated us will learn the same lesson." Peter added, "And our technology will do more than just fight. It will protect. Every colony, every ship, every life we can save will count. That is how humans survive. That is how humans fight." Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, and in that silence, humans prepared. The galaxy believed they were weak. The galaxy believed they would fear. The galaxy had forgotten the human spirit. Jack, Laura, and Peter watched simulations of the fleet moving through enemy space. Each maneuver, each strategy, each defensive line was calculated and recalculated. They imagined the alien factions waiting, confident in their superiority. Then they imagined the moment humanity struck. The thought of it filled them with quiet satisfaction. On Earth, civilians continued to contribute. Families built drones, repaired small crafts, and sent supplies to the fleet. Engineers designed energy grids, hospitals prepared for casualties, and scientists refined weapon systems. Every citizen understood that the fight was not only in space, it was in hearts and minds, in the spirit of survival. The human fleet grew stronger by the day, but it remained hidden. Aliens watched quietly, thinking humanity was recovering slowly, underestimating the depth of their resolve. The conspirators had no idea that every plan they had for Earth's destruction was already being countered in secret. In one quiet moment, Jack stood alone on the observation deck, looking at the stars. He thought of Helen Carter, of her vision for humanity, and of the human potential that she had always believed in.
They thought they could scare us, he whispered. They thought we would break.
They are about to see that humans never break. We rise, we fight, and we win, no matter the cost. Laura joined him, her eyes scanning the starfield. Every day we train, every ship we upgrade, every mind we strengthen, we are ready. And when the time comes, the galaxy will remember the name of humanity. They will remember that no one attacks us without consequence. Peter appeared as well, holding a small device that projected a simulation of the fleet's first coordinated strike. The time will come soon, he said. We have tested every scenario, planned for every contingency. When we act, it will be swift, precise, and unstoppable. Jack looked at his friends, the two people who had become his closest allies in this time of crisis. Then we continue, he said firmly. We train, we plan, we build, and when the moment is right, we strike. Humanity will show the galaxy what it truly means to fight for survival. For the first time since the president's death, hope spread across the human network. It was not a hope of mercy or luck. It was hope rooted in determination, intelligence, and courage. Humans were not defeated. Humans were preparing. And when they were ready, the galaxy would tremble. The second part of humanity's response was complete. Earth and its colonies had become a web of preparation and strategy. The fleet, the soldiers, the engineers, and the citizens were united in purpose. The storm was not yet visible to the galaxy, but it was gathering strength, and deep in the stars the conspirators slept, unaware that every plan they had made to humiliate and weaken humanity was already being dismantled. The humans they had tried to break were becoming a force that no one would forget. The tempest was growing, quietly and surely. When it struck, the galaxy would see that humans were not only survivors, they were masters of the fight, capable of turning tragedy into unstoppable power. And so the second part of humanity's rise ended with preparation, unity, and determination. The stage was set, the pieces were in place, and the galaxy was about to witness the true strength of a species it had underestimated. Humanity had spent weeks preparing in secret, strengthening fleets, training soldiers, and refining technology. Now the time had come to act. The humans were ready to strike, not recklessly, but with precision, intelligence, and courage. Across the colonies, the fleet assembled quietly, their presence hidden from alien eyes. Jack Morgan stood on the bridge of the flagship Liberty. The ship was sleek and advanced, equipped with adaptive shields, AI-assisted navigation, and stealth technology that made it almost invisible to enemy sensors.
Jack looked around at his officers.
Laura King, his second-in-command, was monitoring incoming communications and signals, while Peter Hayes was checking the energy outputs of the fleet's weapons. "Everyone ready?" Jack asked. His voice was calm but carried authority. Laura nodded. "Scans show minimal alien activity in the area. They won't expect a strike here."
Peter adjusted her console.
"All systems are online. Shields at full power, weapons ready. Drones are deployed and synchronized. We can move in seconds and hit with maximum effect." Jack took a deep breath. "Then we begin. Remember, our goal is precision. We strike only where it counts. We show them the strength of humanity without unnecessary loss of life. Every move matters." The fleet moved forward, slipping through the asteroid field that masked their approach. The alien faction responsible for Helen Carter's assassination had established a supply base near a small star system. It was lightly defended, the aliens confident in their superiority and in humanity's supposed weakness. The first wave of human ships appeared suddenly, like shadows emerging from the darkness of space. The alien fleet had no warning. Energy beams cut through the void, disabling power systems on the supply ships, while small squads of boarding craft silently docked to neutralize enemy crews. Laura monitored the battle from the command center. We're ahead of their defenses. No casualties so far. Drones are intercepting incoming fire before it can reach our ships. Jack's lips curved slightly. Keep it that way. Stay precise. Remember, this is only the beginning. Peter focused on a holographic display of the fleet's movement. He had programmed drones to mimic human intuition, allowing them to anticipate enemy strategies in real time. Alien pilots were confused, their attacks failing repeatedly. They had studied humans before, but they had never encountered tactics like this. The boarding squads moved with speed and efficiency. Soldiers trained in zero-gravity combat engaged alien crews, neutralizing them without unnecessary bloodshed. Small energy shields protected both humans and captured aliens, ensuring that the fight was controlled, precise, and disciplined. As the first base fell, Jack received a communication from Earth. "Well done," the voice said. It was a senior commander coordinating logistics from the home planet. The colonies are secure. Civilian stations report no attacks. Your strike has been swift and efficient. Keep moving. The galaxy is watching.
Jack nodded. Understood. We continue.
The fleet moved to the next target, a communication hub that the alien faction used to coordinate its forces. Peter's calculations allowed the humans to avoid traps and ambushes. The aliens were skilled, but they were predictable, bound by rigid rules and routines. Humanity, by contrast, adapted constantly, changing formations and strategies in real time. Laura's eyes scanned the data. They are trying to regroup, but our movements are too fast. They won't reach their reinforcements in time. Jack turned to his bridge crew. Prepare the main strike. Energy beams at maximum charge. Drones ready to intercept. Boarding squads in position. When we hit, it will be decisive.
The strike was devastating.
Alien ships were disabled before they could fire a single volley. The human boarding squads infiltrated command ships and neutralized enemy officers. The alien crews, stunned by the precision and speed of the attack, offered little resistance. Many surrendered, realizing that they had underestimated humanity. In the chaos of battle, Jack noticed a small alien scout vessel attempting to escape. "Intercept it," he ordered. The squadron moved immediately, cutting off the scout's path. They captured it without damage, ensuring they could gather intelligence on the faction's plans. Peter smiled. "This will give us insight into their fleet movements and strategies. They won't know what hit them." As the humans secured the sector, news began to reach other alien factions. The stories of the attack spread quickly. Humans had struck hard, fast, and with precision. Small fleets had been neutralized without massive loss of life. Bases had been captured, and intelligence gathered. The galaxy began to take notice, though few fully understood the depth of human strategy. Jack and Laura studied the data from the captured scout. "They thought they were clever," Jack said, "but humans adapt faster than anyone expects. Every plan they had is already compromised." Laura nodded. "And the colonies remain safe. We have shown that we can defend our people while striking efficiently. That will change their perception of us." The fleet continued its campaign, moving from system to system. Each strike followed the same pattern: intelligence first, precision next, and finally controlled action. Humans were not only strong, they were intelligent, calculating, and courageous. Alien crews began to fear them, whispering about the unexpected force that had appeared so suddenly and efficiently. In one particularly daring raid, a small human squad infiltrated an alien energy station powering multiple fleets. The squad moved in silence, using stealth technology and drones for reconnaissance. Peter had designed drones to operate independently, mimicking human thought patterns. They disabled key systems before the alien crews even realized humans were present. Jack watched the live feed from the raid.
They won't believe it, he said. A single squad coordinated with drones can neutralize an entire energy station.
This is what humans can do.
Laura looked at him with a serious expression. We have to be careful.
Every victory we win makes them more cautious, more aggressive. We cannot underestimate their next move. Despite the dangers, the humans pressed on. Each battle reinforced a simple truth. The galaxy had underestimated them, and that mistake would cost the aliens dearly. Civilians across the colonies celebrated each victory quietly, inspired by the bravery of the fleet. Engineers, soldiers, and pilots were all part of a single purpose: to show that humanity could survive, adapt, and strike with intelligence and courage. Peter worked tirelessly to improve drones and ship systems. "We can make the fleet even faster," he told Jack. "We can jump between systems in ways they won't predict. Their fleets will never be ready for us." Jack nodded. "Good. Keep it up. Every improvement counts. We are small compared to some factions, but we have speed, strategy, and the human mind. That is our advantage," Laura added. "And we have courage. We fight because we must, because we believe in our people, because we will not allow the galaxy to see us as weak. That will inspire every human and terrify every alien who underestimated us." The next major target was a central command station used to coordinate the assassination plot. It was heavily defended, but humans had prepared. Using drones, stealth ships, and carefully calculated energy strikes, they breached the station's outer defenses. Boarding squads moved quickly, disabling key systems while minimizing casualties. Inside the command center, alien leaders panicked. They had believed humans to be fragile and reactive, but these humans were fast, intelligent, and fearless. Jack's fleet had already disabled communication lines, ensuring reinforcements could not arrive in time. One by one, the alien leaders surrendered. Jack and Laura ensured that the captives were treated humanely. "We are not savages," Jack said firmly. "We strike with precision and justice. Humanity shows strength, but also discipline. That is what sets us apart." Peter analyzed data from the operation. "We have captured intelligence about their fleets across multiple sectors. We know where they are, how they operate, and how vulnerable they are. The next wave will be even more effective." Across the galaxy, the message spread. Humans were no longer to be underestimated. The faction responsible for the president's death had been defeated with minimal human loss and maximum efficiency. Every colony, every fleet, every civilian contribution had played a role. Jack, Laura, and Peter met after the campaign to review the results. "We have proven a point," Jack said, "but this is only the beginning. There are larger fleets, more factions who underestimated us, and they will retaliate. We must stay ready." Laura nodded. "We have momentum now. We can strike again, and each victory will teach them not to underestimate humans." Across distant systems, aliens spoke of humans with respect, fear, and admiration. They had underestimated a small, fragile species and had been proven wrong. Humanity had risen from tragedy, turning the death of their leader into the fuel for unstoppable action. On Earth, citizens cheered quietly in their homes, knowing that the fleet had acted decisively and wisely. Engineers, soldiers, and volunteers celebrated together. They had all played a role in humanity's victory. Every human, from the youngest child to the oldest veteran, felt pride in their species. Jack stood on the observation deck of the flagship, looking at the stars. "We have shown them the truth," he said softly. "They thought we were fragile. They thought we would crumble. But humans rise. Humans fight. Humans survive. And now humanity is respected across the galaxy." Laura joined him, her eyes shining with determination. "And they will remember it. Every faction that doubted us has learned that humans are not just survivors. We are fighters, thinkers, and protectors. We act with intelligence, courage, and heart." Peter appeared beside them, holding a datapad that summarized the campaign. "The storm is over for now," he said. "We have unleashed it carefully, strategically, and decisively. But humanity will continue to grow stronger. We are ready for whatever comes next."
Jack nodded.
This is our legacy. President Carter believed in humans and their potential to rise above tragedy. We have honored her. Humanity has turned loss into power, grief into determination, and weakness into strength. The galaxy will never forget this day. Across the galaxy, humans returned to their colonies, their ships and their lives, but nothing was the same. They had shown the universe that they were not fragile. They had shown that they were intelligent, courageous, and unstoppable when united. The storm they had unleashed was more than just a series of strikes. It was proof that humanity could rise above any threat, turn tragedy into triumph, and claim its place in the stars. Jack, Laura, and Peter stood together, watching the fleet return to safe space.
"We have done it," Laura said. "The galaxy knows now."
Humans are a force to be respected, feared, and admired. Jack smiled. And this is only the beginning. Humanity will continue to grow, to explore, to protect, and to fight. We have learned our strength. The galaxy has learned it too. Peter looked out at the stars. We acted wisely, decisively, and bravely. The tempest is behind us, but the future is ours. Humanity has proven that we are never weak, never broken, and always ready. And so humanity stood victorious not just because of technology or numbers, but because of courage, intelligence, and unity. The death of their leader had sparked a storm that reshaped the galaxy. Aliens who once underestimated humans had learned their lesson. Do not mock, betray, or attack a species capable of turning grief into power. Humanity had unleashed the tempest. The galaxy would never forget. Jack Morgan, Laura King, and Peter Hayes prepared for the greatest strike in human history, a strike that would secure humanity's place in the stars and teach the galaxy never to underestimate them again. On the bridge of the flagship Liberty, Jack reviewed the plans one last time. The fleet had grown since the first strikes, with ships from colonies now fully integrated and equipped with advanced shields, drones, and energy weapons. Every ship was ready. Every soldier, pilot, and engineer knew their role. Lara stood beside him, eyes fixed on the star maps.
All enemy fleets are in position. Their command structures are visible now, thanks to the intelligence we captured earlier.
They don't expect a full assault. They think we are cautious, still recovering. They are wrong. Peter smiled quietly, adjusting a console that monitored the fleet's energy output. Shields are optimized, weapons are fully charged, and drones are synchronized. Our fleet can move faster than their sensors can track. We can strike at multiple targets simultaneously and retreat before they know what hit them. Jack nodded. This is it. We strike together. Precision, speed, intelligence. Every move counts. Humanity will show the galaxy the true meaning of strength. The fleet moved silently through space, using asteroid belts and nebulae for cover. Alien factions had not expected such coordination. Their scouts reported human movement, but they underestimated its speed and scale. By the time alien commanders realized the size of the human fleet, it was too late. The first strike targeted a heavily defended supply hub that had been central to the alien coalition's operations. Human drones disabled outer defenses while energy weapons cut power lines. Boarding squads infiltrated control rooms, neutralizing enemy officers and securing intelligence. The aliens panicked, unable to coordinate a defense against the sudden precise assault. Lara monitored the operation closely. No human casualties so far. Drones are intercepting fire before it reaches our ships. We have complete control of this sector. Jack allowed himself a small smile. Good. Keep the pressure. Move to the next target. The command center in this system will be our main focus. They must not have time to regroup. Peter's hands flew over the console, calculating the fleet's next move. We can split the fleet into 3 waves. The first will attack the command center directly. The second will intercept any reinforcements. The third will protect the colonies. All waves move simultaneously. The aliens won't know which strike is real until it is too late. The first wave struck with overwhelming precision. Energy beams cut through the enemy's shields, drones disabled defense turrets, and boarding squads moved in perfect coordination. The command center, once thought secure, fell within hours. Alien leaders tried to flee, but human ships blocked all escape routes. Every captured officer was treated humanely, but their power to threaten humanity was eliminated. Jack observed the scene through the tactical displays. They believed they could control the galaxy without consequences. They thought Earth was fragile. They were wrong. Every strike proves they misjudged us. Laura added, and every success inspires our people. Colonies are safe, soldiers are confident, and civilians see that we can protect them. That is just as important as the strikes themselves. The second wave intercepted reinforcements traveling from nearby star systems. Using human ingenuity, ships appeared where aliens did not expect them. Small squads moved rapidly, disabling engines and weapons before alien crews could react. Every attack was precise. No humans were lost, but alien fleets were devastated. Peter grinned. They can't adapt fast enough. They calculate in patterns, but humans are unpredictable. That is our greatest strength. Every plan they make is already countered by our adaptability. The third wave ensured that colonies remained safe. Drones patrolled the space around human settlements, ready to intercept any surprise attacks. Soldiers and engineers reinforced defenses, while communication networks ensured everyone stayed informed and coordinated. Humanity was not just attacking, it was protecting and inspiring its own people. As the campaign continued, alien factions began to surrender. Some begged for mercy, realizing that humans were not only strong but also disciplined and strategic. Jack and Laura ensured that surrendering forces were treated fairly. "We fight with intelligence," Jack said, "and we respect life when possible. That is what sets humans apart. Strength without justice is meaningless." Peter monitored the fleet's energy systems. "We can maintain this tempo for days. Every strike teaches us more about their tactics. Every engagement makes us faster, smarter, and stronger. The more they resist, the more they teach us how to win." In the midst of the campaign, Laura discovered a hidden communication network linking the remaining alien factions. It was an attempt to organize a counterattack. "They are planning something," she said, her eyes narrowing. "We need to act fast before they coordinate." Jack nodded. "Then we strike first. Intelligence and speed are our allies. We cannot let them gather strength. Humanity has learned to act decisively, and now we must show them why." Peter calculated the coordinates for the strike. "If we move through this nebula, we can bypass most of their sensors and appear directly above their fleet. They won't see us coming." The fleet executed the maneuver perfectly. Human ships emerged from the nebula in full formation, ready to strike. Alien fleets scrambled, but it was too late. Energy beams and drones disabled key ships, while boarding squads neutralized officers. The aliens had underestimated human intelligence, courage, and speed, and the result was devastating. Jack watched as the battle unfolded. They thought we would fear them. They thought we would hesitate. Humans are not weak. Humans are fast, smart, and brave. And now they will learn respect. Laura coordinated with colonies across the galaxy. Every strike strengthens our position. Every victory sends a message. Humanity is not to be underestimated. We are a force that will protect our people and respond to threats with intelligence and courage. Peter focused on the energy systems, ensuring that human ships remained at full strength. "We are optimizing everything. Shields, weapons, drones. Every system is working in perfect harmony. The aliens cannot compete with this level of coordination." As the campaign continued, the alien coalition began to collapse. Command structures failed, fleets were destroyed or captured, and morale plummeted. Leaders who once plotted to humiliate and weaken humanity were forced to surrender. They had learned too late that humans were not fragile, not predictable, and not afraid to act decisively. Jack, Laura, and Peter met aboard the flagship after the final battle. "We have done what many thought impossible," Jack said. "The factions that tried to destroy us are defeated. Our colonies are secure. The galaxy has seen humanity's strength, courage, and intelligence. Laura smiled. And we did it without unnecessary loss. We showed that humans can fight, protect, and inspire. That is a power the galaxy will never forget. Peter added, and we have learned so much. Every engagement has improved our tactics, our technology, and our coordination. Humanity is stronger now than ever before. This is only the beginning of our presence in the galaxy. News spread quickly. Our strategy is working, but we must remain careful. Peter added, and we continue to improve. Every ship, every weapon, every tactic gets better with each engagement. The galaxy will see a force they did not expect, and they will learn quickly that humans fight with intelligence, courage, and heart. The fleet returned to secure human space. Colonies cheered, engineers repaired ships, and soldiers rested briefly before the next deployment. Humans were exhausted, but their spirits were high. They had acted decisively, proved their capabilities, and protected their people. Jack looked at Laura and Peter. The galaxy believed we were weak. They believed grief would break us. Instead, we turned grief into action, fear into courage, and weakness into strategy. That is what makes us human. And when the time comes, we will strike even harder. The humans had begun their storm. It was not yet visible across the galaxy, but it was unstoppable. Every fleet, every colony, every mind was part of a single coordinated purpose. Alien factions had seen the beginning of the tempest, and it terrified them. The human fleet continued to grow stronger, faster, and smarter. Drones improved, ship systems upgraded, and intelligence networks expanded. Every action was calculated, every strike precise, every victory a lesson for the next engagement. And so, the third part of humanity's rise ended with their first true strikes across alien space. They had shown that humans were not weak, that they were brave, intelligent, and capable of turning tragedy into power. The storm was growing, ready to sweep across the galaxy, and no one would underestimate humanity again. The galaxy had not seen a force like humanity before. Aliens who once looked down on Earth and its colonies now spoke in hushed tones of fear and disbelief. Humanity had proven its strength, intelligence, and courage, but the final act was yet to come.